Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. We talked before about the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, and then about Prophet Noah, Nuh alayhi wa ala nabiyina as-salatu was-salam. Today we will talk about Abraham. Peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Ibrahim was born, that was 4,000 years ago, was born in a small town called Ur, in the south of nowadays Iraq. At those days, there was a kingdom called the Chaldeans. The king was Nimrod, was an oppressor, wicked oppressor. He was ruling all the Middle East in those days. His capital city was Babylon. That was the capital. Ibrahim, when he reached the age of accountability, he was given the prophecy because of his righteousness. But the people around him are far deviated from the righteousness. Yes, they know that there is a God, there is Allah who created everything, who is the sustenance, who is the supreme, but they don't worship him. They took other gods so that they worship. It's very strange. Carpenters, smith, and other people go and choose some wooden material, a branch of a tree, a clay, stone, whatever. And then they will shape it like, it looks like, for example, a human being. Not 100%. They put eyes and sometimes they forget to put the nose or the mouth. But at least it looks somehow like a human being. And then they will say that this is God. They will worship this God and ask him to give them rain, agriculture, sons, wealth, whatever it is. After they make it, they will take it to the shops and then they will start to sell. Customers will come and then they will ask them, what God you want? Is it for rain or for agriculture or for offspring? What do you want it for? So the customer will say whatever he wants. So they will give him the suitable God. Oh, this is suitable for this. But remember, when you worship this God, if he doesn't listen to you, this means you have to slaughter a calf or a goat or sheep, whatever it is. Nonsense. No wisdom. People were totally ignorant about their God and their religion. And this is very dangerous because we are not living in this life alone. There is another life. That's the most important. It is eternal. So they will lose this eternity. Now, in the contrary, they will go to the hellfire. Ibrahim, peace and blessings of Allah upon him, he asked his people and his father. Father was among them. He asked them, what are you doing? What is this? Is it the people creating gods, making gods, then gods are sustaining people and give them what they want? What is the logic behind this? They said, well, Ibrahim, this is our heritage. We inherited this from our fathers and from our ancestors. Period. Don't talk about this. No, his father threatened him. If you don't stop Ibrahim talking about our gods and our beliefs, I will stone you to death. Period. So Ibrahim started to think about an idea to show them that these idols do not harm, do not benefit, do not listen, do not see. It's God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Almighty, who created everything, who listens to their supplications, who sustains them, who gives them his blessings and bounty. So his people in his town in those days, in the season, at the end of the season, agricultural season, they used to have a festival, dancing, singing, drinking maybe. They go outside the town and then they will come back next day. So they asked Ibrahim to join them. They used to take some of the crops, grains, fruits, whatever it is, and then they will go to the temple. In the temple, there are a lot of gods, statues, small, medium, large, and X-large. So they used to take some of their agriculture, fruits, food, grains, and put it in front of their gods. They know the gods will not eat, but they will bless it. They will give their blessings. Imagine. So they did that, and then they asked Ibrahim to join them to go to the party outside the town. He told them no, he was planning something. He said, no, I will not go with you. He said, why not? He said, because I stare at the stars and it told me that I will be sick tomorrow. That's this part of their religion. Stars talking to people. He used that for argument. He said, okay, you are allowed to stay since the gods told you, okay. Next day, they went outside the town and they spent one day outside the town. So Ibrahim went to the temple. It was full of those gods. And the food was in front of them. He took the axe with him. So he told them, why don't you eat? He knows that they will not eat. They don't listen. He knows everything. Please, have the dinner. Of course, the answer is clear, is known. So he started knocking them down with his axe. He put them into parts. And then he put a rope in this axe and then he hung it to the X-large one of them. Next day they came from their festival. First thing to do is to go to the temple and to collect their fruits that was blessed, and then they will take it to their stores, so it will place the other food in the stores. They think it is like that. But they found their gods destroyed. They found only pieces of them. So they said, who did that? It was a shock to them. Of course, they asked themselves, why God did not defend himself? Who did that? So some of the people said, well, we heard a young man called Ibrahim is saying something bad about them. We think that he is the one. Of course, he is the one. Get him. They brought him and they asked him, did you do that to our gods? He said, no, look to the X large one. He is the one. Ask him. He will hear you, and then he will talk, and he will tell you why did he damage others. Ask him. Now, they said, you know, Ibrahim, that they don't talk, they don't listen, they don't, you know, Ibrahim. He said, yes, I know, but you don't know yourself. So they look at each other and they said, well, we are the wrongdoers. Yes, he is right. We did. This is a mistake. How can we go outside this argument? He won. He won the argument. He won the argument. They don't listen. They are not able even to say who did that to them. So Ibrahim said, dare you, my people. So some of them said, well, Ibrahim, this is usually what the oppressors usually do, is that the rational thinking, they will take it away, and then they'll say, well, Ibrahim, you said that our gods do not harm, do not benefit, do not hear, do not speak. Okay, we will see how can your God will save you. We will burn you. So we will burn you, and we'll see whether your God will save you, whether your God will hear you, will hear your supplication, whether your God will help you and save you. So they gathered a big amount of wood, and they decided to burn him. He supplicated to God, he prayed to God to save him of this tournament. God saved him. This is written in Quran, and we know as Muslims, we know about it. Do you know that this story of God saved Ibrahim from the fire is not there in the Bible? The Jews and the Christians, they don't know about it. It's not in their books. It is in Quran and in Hadith. God made the fire called and blessings upon Ibrahim. By this we'll end this episode. We'll see you next time. Till then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.